Hello my loves, thought we would sit down today and put some makeup on my face. I'm going to do this every quarter after I introduce my new Project Pan makeup items, and I'll do it probably towards like mid to end month after my quarterly introduction of fresh products, and I'll just let you guys know how I'm going sort of early days with the makeup items that I've chosen to try and look. I'm not really panning them, let's face it. It's more of like making sure I get good use out of them. And I don't often sit on my channel and use my standard makeup stash to like just apply makeup to my face. It's usually when I have something new to review. So I thought, you know what, this is a good opportunity to just take advantage of that and do it with you guys. So right now I'm putting the Milk Makeup Cloud, what's it called? Cloud Glow Primer on my face. I bought this last year and I kind of intended on doing a review on it, but I just never did it. And look, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. It's supposed to be like a hydrating primer for the face, and what I love about it is it comes out in like a foam, right? A tiny bottle, absolutely tiny, 27 mils. I think I will, like, there's half a bottle left. I've used this, no shit, probably half a dozen times since I purchased it, right? And the bottle wasn't even completely full when I got it, and you can see how tiny it is, and it's already half done. So I think that's certainly one that I will be able to pan this year. As for it being hydrating, I don't know, maybe you could argue that. I wouldn't strongly agree with that statement. I think it's just, you know, a light primer. Let's kick off doing eyes first, just in case I get messy. This is the Kaleidos Tone Activator Primer. I really like this. It reminds me of the, do I still have it in here? No, I put it away. It reminds me of the Natasha Denona eye primer in the fact that it's quite a thin consistency. I'm not sure that I really am obsessed with the packaging. As you can see, it kind of gets a little bit leaky and messy around the applicator, but in saying that, the applicator is nice and like fine point, so that's nice. You know, you can really control how much product you get out of it. It's a very thin eye primer. That's kind of what I look for in an eye primer these days, nice and thin, not too dry, because I do find that I can get a lot of dryness sort of around this area, and my primer tends to end up in there simply due to the way that I apply it. So I like it. It's really nice. I think it's going to take me a really long time to pan it. It is a big one, 12 mils. This one here is from Inglot. It's the 328 eyeshadow, and if there's a lot of kick up in there. So that's what it looks like. I've been using this for years, and I kind of went off it for a little while simply because I had all of my Inglot eyeshadows in one of the big Inglot palettes, and I just found it too cumbersome to store with my like everyday makeup. So I just didn't reach for it. But I bit the bullet and I bought one of Inglot's little like single pan magnetic palettes, which I really like. It protects the eyeshadow perfectly for like when you're traveling with it. And not that I travel much, but like I needed something like this to actually like whip that eyeshadow out and start using it consistently. Get out of town. I knew it was coming. I've just hit pan on it. Look at that. I knew that was coming. That makes me very happy. Very, very happy indeed. So one of these eyeshadows from start to finish, if I am wearing it very regularly, you know, upwards of 3 to 4 or more times a week. Takes me about a year to pan. This particular one did already have some use on it. It was, you know, one that I had used a bit in the past, but it's getting really good use now, and I'm so happy I just hit pan on it. That's exciting. Now I do have that eyeshadow in my project pan, but I don't have colored eyeshadows, and that is because I am still working on my eyeshadow palette testing series, which you guys will probably be aware of. I don't have to tell you. This is Afterglow from NARS. Isn't she gorgeous? This is the last of my NARS palettes that I am working on testing out, and I have to say, I feel like when I sit down and I, you know, I test out these eyeshadow palettes, I really start to see their flaws. This one doesn't have a lot of mattes in it. I do think the shimmers are pretty, but also there's only really a few shimmers in there that I'm like obsessed with. So I feel like I'm close to being done testing this one out. I don't think I'm going to get rid of it, let's face it. I do love my NARS palettes. There are shades in there that I'm simply not interested in using because to me, they are boring, or they just don't really sit well into the type of eyeshadows that I like to use these days. I feel like this brush is just a bit too bulky for my eyes and what I'm trying to do here. Do I have a smaller one? I recently went away with Chris and his family, and I took a makeup bag and I applied makeup to my face exactly 0 times while I was away. I feel like applying makeup is such a time-consuming aspect of life, and there's just like, I'd prefer to be doing a jigsaw puzzle or like crocheting a blanket or something like that. But also, in saying that, when I sit down and I apply makeup to my face, I actually really enjoy it. And I think for me, I've been so out of the routine of applying makeup that I'm, you know, I need to sort of get back into it. I need to make it a habit if I'm going to be, you know, wearing makeup on a regular basis. And I'm totally out of the habit. That's the issue. I feel like that is clinging terribly to my skin. Did I not blend my Inglot eyeshadow very well? Is that the problem? All right, that will do. I don't care anymore. Let's continue on. There's a shade in here that I've been, oh, I used that shade, by the way, just in case you're curious. I'm interested in using this shade because it looks really like pretty and light reflective, but when I pick it up with a brush, it looks dark. Let's see what I think about this on the eyelid. Oh no, she's very pretty. I know that that's not going to look like much to you guys, but it has a very pretty subtle like twinkle to it, which I think is quite nice. And oh, I'm banging this mirror on everything. I'm also going to go in with this shade just on the inner corner, a little bit of gold. I can't say that gold is really like up there with the eyeshadow colors that are favorites for me at the moment, but that one is pretty. Again, it's like twinkly, and I have a little bit of twinkle fallout, and that, my friends, is why I always do my eyes first. Let's move on to base. This is the Isinox, oh gosh, it doesn't say on the actual like refill compact. It's in the silk cover compact, which I think it is a silk cover, although I can't really remember. I've been applying it with a sponge. I did use it with a brush a couple of times earlier in the month, and I just don't think my skin really, I think that the issue is that the foundation and my skin don't really gel all that well with a brush, not in this particular formula anyway. I think it works better with a sponge. The color of this foundation is a little off for me. I would have thought that by this time it would be perfect for me because I would be a little bit more tanned. But yeah, that's not really something that is happening in my life. I thought that when I moved to Perth, I would have a beautiful summer tan. But as it turns out, summer in Perth is a time when you stay indoors and you don't go outside because you will get sunburnt at 8 a.m. So yeah, I don't have a tan. I do have a little bit on my body, but not much at all. This color looks horrendous. I feel like we have some balancing issues with the camera. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get it on and then I will turn off the camera. I will reset it and we'll see how it comes up. It is a little bit too yellow for me, but it doesn't look as bad on me as it does on camera at the moment. Let's see if I can show you. There we go. See, I don't think it, yeah, the color was not, the color balance on the camera was not coping, but that's okay. I know how to fix it. Concealer. This is a Natasha Denona High Glam concealer. I have the shade N7. I like this concealer. I bought 2 of them last year. I bought this one and I bought the Fenty concealer. I do actually prefer the Fenty concealer. I think it is a little bit more forgiving with my dry skin. And I also think that the color of the Fenty concealer is just ever so slightly more appropriate for my skin tone. The Natasha Denona is nice though. I do like it. I would genuinely like to actually pan it this year. And that is because I want to be able to buy more concealers. And for me to be able to buy more concealers, I've got to feel comfortable about the amount that I currently own. I feel pretty good about owning 2. However, I have purchased some more recently. Lisa Eldridge on their way, hopefully arriving very soon. I just want to stay on top of it because I worked really hard to get my collection to like a good level with my concealers. So it's a priority that I stay on top of it. Okay, powder. So I chose the Nakia Joy Velvet Finishing Powder to have a go at. I have to admit, I was pretty worried about introducing this. Originally, I had Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. Again, I feel like I got a little hair. It's so annoying. Maybe it's just a chin hair. Yeah, so I was planning on doing the Laura Mercier powder and I used it a few times before I filmed my, or set up to film my Project Pan intro. And to be honest, I just couldn't get along with it. My skin was too dry. I also felt that it repelled face mists a lot, so I couldn't rehydrate it. So far with the Nakia Joy, because I was worried that the same thing would happen with this powder, that it just wouldn't be suitable for my skin, because it is designed for oilier skin. But something about it, it doesn't feel like it sucks the life out of my skin like the Laura Mercier powder did. So in saying all that, so far I am enjoying the powder, but I can tell you now, I am having problems. This has a sifter in it, by the way. That's all just come out of the sifter. So that is kind of the issue that I'm dealing with, and not getting too much product on the brush. But you know, I'll deal with it. I'll deal with it. I'll sit here for 25 minutes after I've finished filming this video, and I will try to sift it back in to the pot. This is also a Mammoth product, 20 grams. So there we go. That'll take me 20 years. Let's do some bronzing with the NARS Laguna bronzing powder. I've had it for so long. It's basically brand new. I've only just started using it this month. But I had this sticking around as a backup product for so long that the packaging, which I hate with NARS packaging, has done that thing where it gets all tacky. And it was fine when I pulled it out of the box, but like within, I feel like it was less than a week, it was starting to feel tacky and gross. I don't know how to really deal with that. I'm thinking I might like give it a wipe down with some isopropyl alcohol to see if I can make it go away. But if I can't, I think I might declutter it. I wonder if I could actually pop that pan out. What do you think? If you've done that, let me know. Or if you have simply dealt with the sticky packaging of NARS products, let me know how you combat that issue, because I can't go a whole year dealing with that. The product itself, it's been fine. It doesn't smell. It's applying the way that I remember and love from NARS, which is why I had a full-size backup when I really didn't need it. But yeah, it's, you know, the packaging is ruining the experience for me. I'm not gonna lie. Also, I don't love the many layers of powder vibe anymore. I just don't think my skin responds to it as well as it does with like creams and liquids. So, you know, if there's no way to fix the packaging, will I truly be upset and heartbroken about decluttering it? Not really. After all, I do have the liquid version and I do have the cream version of Laguna. L'Oreal Life's a Peach Blush. This one's huge as well. It is 9 grams. The NARS Laguna, this one is 8 grams. This is bigger than this. Anyway, that's fine. I really like this blush. I have to admit, it is quite pretty. I like that it's not like super pigmented. I don't like a super pigmented blush, to be honest. It doesn't suit my face. I much prefer this sort of soft dusting of color. It also has a tiny bit of glow in it, which I really like. And although the whole like 9 grams thing makes me kind of just want to declutter it at the end of the quarter, I also feel like it would be smarter for me to declutter a full size, like overly pigmented blush, because I would be less likely to finish that and more likely to actually finish this at some stage before I kick the bucket. Let's do this. Anastasia Beverly Hills Dream Glow Kit. I kind of regret introducing this into the project. I've done it. I have played with it a little bit. I don't love it. It's not that I don't love it, it's that I don't love using it on my face. But I also am kind of glad that I've put it in the project, because it means that I'm actually going to like use it for a while, and then at the end of the quarter I'm definitely going to move it out of my collection, because I know that I simply won't use it on my face, and I will just keep it as a product for the memes, you know, a little bit of my makeup history. So I'm gonna go in with Magic, which is kind of like a greeny color, but there's like some peachy like pink reflect. So let's do it. Let's do Magic. So what I'm not loving about these highlighters is like the sparkliness of them. It is not really my jam anymore, and hopefully I'll be able to show you. Can you see all the like fine lines? It's not very attractive. And to be fair, it's not exactly the fault of the highlighter that my face looks crepey when I smile. It's the fact that I already have 3 layers of powder on that area, and I'm now applying a 4th. It's ridiculous. It's too much powder for my pore dry skin. Look, we're doing a bit of a throwback to, what would it be, like 2017, 2018 highlighting. There you go. I just don't think it's super flattering anymore, and that's fine. But hey, at least I am getting some use out of it. I'm gonna go ham on the highlighter today because why not? I'm just staying home. Nobody's gonna see me in this, I hope, except Chris, which, poor Chris. I'm gonna take the shade Regal and I'm gonna do a little bit of inner corner highlighting, and I might also put some on. Let's do it now. Let's see how it looks. That was a mistake because I can feel it falling on my face. Suppose I could use these absolutely giant pans as eyeshadows as well. How big are they? Oh my god, they are 4.5 grams each. Well, at least we were getting our money's worth from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Okay, you know what? I don't hate it on the eyes. I actually think it's fairly pretty, but not for the face. Not for me, anyway. Okay, let's start the rehydrating process because I'm sure that's going to take a while. This is the Fourth Ray Glisten Up Mist. This stuff, I like it, but my god, it's aggressive. Like, I'm scared. Oh, yeah. Coming from the back of the Shuamora face mists, that is like being squirted in the face with a hose. I'm not sure that it's like super hydrating. It does add a little bit of glow to the skin. It actually has a micro shimmer in it. I will specify that I don't think they even sell this anymore, so it's not important, but we're talking about my thoughts around this stuff, and it might be interesting when it comes to the end of the quarter and you see me decluttering like every single thing that I was using. The shimmer, like, it leaves a little bit of a glow on your face, but it's not sparkly, which I do like. I just wish it kind of penetrated all of those layers and made my skin look like skin again. I'll be back in about 25 minutes when this second layer has dried. Okay, we're back with a little bit more of like, you know, a dewy skin look. Thing that I feel I need to point out though is that it feels like a layer, right, on top of everything else. That's kind of what I don't love about this. Let's move on. Let's do some brows, shall we? I desperately need a brow wax, and I think I would really benefit from a brow tint as well. I typically do these things myself, except a brow tint. Usually I just go and get someone else to do a brow tint because it's just easier, and also I don't have the products for it anymore. I used to do my own brow tints, and I have my waxing kit, so technically I could do it, but I don't know. I just don't really make time for doing those things anymore, and I feel like I need to. I need to get back into it. I don't want to pay somebody to do it, especially since I actually have a qualification for doing things like that. Lash lifts, brow tinting, brow waxing, body waxing, things like that. So for me, it feels, I don't know, it feels a tiny bit wasteful to pay someone to do it. And also those services, they really add up. If you are getting it done regularly, it can be quite expensive. Right now I'm using a MAC eyebrows. This is in the shade Fling. I typically, oh man, I used to love these. These were my go-to, and I still do love them. This one is definitely drying out. I can feel it. I used to use Fling and Lingering as like the duo shades for my brows. I don't have any Lingering left, so I'm just using Fling. To set my brows, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury, take two, Charlotte Tilbury Brow Fix. This is quite nice. I do like this. It has sat in my collection for a very long time, unused. I have used it in the past, but it's not been used in quite a while. And now that it's in my project pan, I am reminded about like how much I enjoy this product. What I love about it is that it offers hold without making your brows crunchy, which is my preference. I don't really like my brows to have a lot of movement, so to speak, because my brow hairs, individual hairs, some of them get quite long and they'll be all over the place doing their own thing. So I like them to, you know, be held in place, but also I just don't like the feeling of a crunchy eyebrow. I think like I can feel it on my skin. I don't like it. Time to finish off these eyes. I'm going to use NARS Via Veneto to tightline my upper waterline. I really love this pencil because it actually like stays on my skin. My eyes seem to eat so many like typical black liner pens. The only ones I ever had success with was the Marc Jacobs highliners and NARS Via Veneto. I need to stop talking while I do this. Do we go color or do we go black for a wing liner? I think we're gonna go color because I haven't actually used this one yet. This is ColourPop Liquid Liner in Try Me. It is red. So this is a felt tip liner and I don't like them. I've never enjoyed them. I feel like they don't offer you the flexibility and control that you get from a brush applicator. They also have a tendency to like pick up your eyeshadow that you're applying it over the top of eyeshadow that you've already applied, and it sticks to the felt tip, which that happens with a brush as well, but brush applicators I personally feel are easier to clean. Like a little bit of paper towel or a tissue or whatever and some isopropyl alcohol and you can clean them up really, really good. This one, I can already feel that it's like sticking and getting dry, and I'm like, the color payoff is just, it's shitty. Here we go. Now I'm getting some ink flow. But again, when I'm like trying to get the color payoff, it's just like, it's sad. I genuinely feel like I'm not even going to be able to get a second like application done. Yeah, I feel like this eyeliner is just like a non-starter. I'm going to do my trick. I'm going to try a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and I just give it like a little, you know, a little wipe on there to sort of loosen it up. Like so. I mean, it looks like it's giving off color, but yeah, she's pretty crappy. Now, problem is when you do that, you actually have to let the isopropyl alcohol evaporate off, and you need to like reload the tip with the lining fluid. So, oh God, please hold caller. Okay, all I need to do is finish this eye and I can retire it. Thanks, I hate it. Yeah, that's not really working for me. You will see this decluttered in the next Project Pan update. I will introduce something else in its place. I'm gonna do another colored liner. If that's the way things get decluttered throughout 2025, then so be it. But yeah, that I'm not even going to like waste my time. Marc Jacobs. This is a fine liner in Dove Affair. So it's a pretty like kind of purpley gray color. I'm just going to pop it on my lower waterline and a little bit in the outer corner of my lower lash line. Let's move on to mascara. This is MAC false lashes. I don't mind this mascara. It has like a traditional sort of like fiber wand, which I quite like. I think like it defines the lashes quite well, but I don't think it does much for like lengthening. So when they say like false lashes, kind of like, well, no, this is what my lashes would look like if I tinted them. This certainly isn't a mascara that I'm gonna like absolutely love and adore throughout the quarter of using it, but I don't mind it. Like if I'm wearing this on just like an everyday basis, when I'm like, you know, going to the shops or wandering around the house or whatever, you know, going to a social event, it's fine. I don't care. And if I'm filming like today, I'm probably going to put false lashes on over the top anyway, which I'm not going to do in this video, but you get it. Let's finish up with lips. So I've got the Myth Demi Matte Lip Liner from House Labs. So we'll get that on. I feel like I could sharpen this. It's certainly not my ColourPop Monica lip liner, which was a mega favorite throughout 2024. If I do manage to pan this year, I will be very, very happy. Too Faced Melted Matte in Sugar Cookie. I do love this. I will put a little bit of this on. I love the way it smells and I love the color. Oh, I just want to eat it. It's delicious. I love this sort of nude, like, it's like a My Lips But Better color. What I don't love about it is that it's matte, and you guys know why. And it is what it is, you know. I don't buy matte lip products anymore, but the ones that I have, a little bit hard to let go of because they were my absolute faves. Like, these were sensational. These holiday like mini melted matte lip kits or lip sets from Too Faced were the absolute bee's knees. Love them. Scents were fantastic. The formula of these liquid lipsticks was always my favorite. And I really love the shades as well. So love, 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 but really hard for me to wear. This one here is from 3 Concept Eyes. It's a Style Nanda Plumping Lips in the shade Rosy. I do really like this. This is very glossy. It's like a, you know, nudie kind of color, kind of similar to what I'm wearing, just a little bit more orange tone. It's very melty, like mega melty, especially in the heat here. So it'll never be in my handbag because I will open my bag one day and it will just be a puddle of this stuff. Super comfortable, super glossy, beautiful. Other than it being melty, I think I could genuinely finish this one. I can't see how much is in there because it's a like click but won't retract to go up. So it's a mystery. And then I have my Australis Girl Boss Demi Matte lip cream. I do like this. I'll swatch it for you. It smells great. Love it. It smells like grape hubba bubba. Yum. That's the shade there. It's kind of like a berry. Very wearable. I don't think, like, ultimately, you know, if I was to actually pan one of these, keep one that I'm not really ready to get rid of, and declutter one, it would be pan, keep, declutter. That's where I'm at, sort of, you know, mid-month. Oh, are you finally ready to say hello? Are you finally ready? So I'm going to wrap it up. That's it. That's what my Project Pan makeup comes out looking like. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've got any of these products, if you know, still love them, still use them, hate them with a burning passion. Let me know. Let me know your thoughts. I'm getting along fine with it. There are things that I really enjoy and that are like working well for me, and there are things that I'm kind of just like meh about. But at the end of the day, the whole purpose of like having a full face of makeup in my Project Pan was to get more use out of it, and I am achieving that, and I feel really good about it. So that's it. I want to say a massive thank you to my channel members and all of you who joined me today, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.